Yo, what's happening, world? B Marsh Boxing, man. I'm back at it with another boxing video. What's going on with y'all, man? Josh Taylor versus Teofimo Lopez. Very good fight. Very good fight. The Little Room, Madison Square Garden. Teofimo Lopez, man. The first two rounds, or the first 3 rounds, I gave it up to the man Josh Taylor, Josh Taylor was landing more shots and throwing less. Teofimo Lopez was throwing more and landing less. The man Josh Taylor was dictating the pace. You know what I mean? Teofimo was looking a little too cool for school in there, but it looks like the man was just collecting data, really and truly. You know what I mean? The man Josh Taylor looked really good in the first 3 rounds. Then all of a sudden, the man Josh Taylor gets kind of pushed or shoved or a little, I don't know what you call it, a slip or something, and the man hits a canvas. Not a knockdown, you know. Nobody in the arena thought it was a knockdown. Referee definitely wasn't counting him out as like a knockdown or anything. But ever since that man got up, I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. Them fellas, Josh Taylor, did not look the same. I mean, he did not look the same at all after that. After that, man, the man Teofimo Lopez on my card, he washed the man Josh Taylor. You know what I mean? The man Josh Taylor, man, started looking like a typical stiff European or British fighter as far as an upright style or Russian style. You know what I mean? I'm saying they old Olympic styles back in the 70s, the Russians and shit. You check it. The man was very much upright. Had no kind of head movement or bob and weave game in him. Teofimo Lopez, man, just started to implode on this guy with straight up nothing but counter shots. You know what I mean? Looking for openings, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's to the body shot or whether it's leaping up jabs, leaping left hooks, straight up counter punches or pull counter straight rights. Wow, Josh Taylor, like I said, was catching him early. Even caught him with some nice straight left hands. In the first 3 rounds, it was all Josh Taylor, you know what I mean? But after that, Teofimo Lopez, it's like he figured him out and he started no more like really throwing jabs and stuff and boxing. Fuck all that shit. Teofimo Lopez began to basically start looking cute, styling on him. You know what I mean? He started to basically be a slick fighter against the man. Um, what's his name? Josh Taylor. And Josh Taylor did not like it for one bit. And them fellas, Josh Taylor let down his whole country just because he could not adapt to the man Teofimo's style. The man gave up. He fucking quit. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, man. Them fellas, Josh Taylor quit because he couldn't cope or deal with the quickness of the man Teofimo Lopez, whether it's the hand speed or the quick counter punches. You know what I mean? Them fellas, Josh Taylor, man, really quit. Did y'all see the size difference, the height, the body size mass, the mass of his body, and the reach? Do you think for even 1 second after the third round, except maybe I think round 10, which could have gone either way, but I still gave it to Teofimo. Them fellas, Josh Taylor, did not even attempt for 1 second to try and rough up the smaller fighter. Them fellas was starting to be on the back foot, y'all. Them fellas, Josh Taylor started to be on the back foot. Them fellas, Teofimo Lopez, the smaller dudes on the front foot. And he's pop shotting this guy, man. Straight up pop shotting this guy. Like, them fellas was embarrassing him. It was an embarrassment out there, y'all. I got to give it up to Teofimo Lopez. Enough respect. Enough respect with how he won that fight as far as what he did in the ring. Do I respect him as a fighter? Look, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It really doesn't matter. I'm not going to take nothing away from him tonight. What he did tonight was spectacular. Without a shadow of a doubt, Teofimo Lopez, best performance of his career. No question about it. Best performance of his career. Better than Richard Comey, better than Lomachenko, better than anybody he ever fought. He ain't never watched none of these good fighters 9 rounds to 3. That's how I had it on my card. I really did have Teofimo Lopez winning round 4 through round 12. Won a single round in a single minute. Josh Taylor had no sense of urgency. what I thought Teofimo Lopez didn't have in the first 3 rounds, like I said, looking a little too cute for school, you know what I mean? Getting hit with a lot of punches from Josh Taylor that you know, that he shouldn't be hit with. But them fellas, Josh Taylor, he didn't have no kind of effort to stop the onslaught. It's like I don't know. You guys might listening to this video might watch NBA. What's a good example? It's like let's say this year when the Phoenix Suns played the Denver Nuggets, and in the very final game, I can't remember what game it was. It wasn't a game seven. Well, I'll take you back to last year, game seven, Western Conference semifinals, when Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks were playing Devin Booker, the at that time the reigning Western Conference champions. And in game seven in Phoenix, Dallas was up on Phoenix in Phoenix in game seven by 30 points on their home floor. You know what I'm saying? And they blew them out. They smoked them by 30 to 40 points, the final score. My point is, they had no kind of fight in them, that Phoenix Suns team, all right? Same goes for the man Josh Taylor. He had no fight in him. No adjustments were made. I don't know why he was no longer with the man Ben Davidson. This guy, Josh Taylor, had been out the ring for a whole 16 months. Yeah, I mean, after that loss, I had him losing. He should have lost all his titles to Jack Catterall. But here he is tonight. And let Teofimo Lopez just mollywop his ass. It was just a very embarrassing showcase from the man. You know, them fellas, Ken Buchanan, Jim Watt, these guys would be highly disgusted. I'm sure Jim Watt probably watched the fight. He's still alive, but they're very disgusted with the effort this man from Scotland put on. Yeah, I mean, Teofimo Lopez. I'm trying to tell you, it wasn't even like Teofimo Lopez was in there breaking him down with the jab. No, Teofimo Lopez was power shotting all night. It was hooks, straight right hands, body shots, left hooks, leaping left hooks, leaping left up jabs. It was all power shots. There was nothing. He just beat the man with the quickness. You know what I mean? And Josh Taylor what didn't attempt to stop the onslaught, beat him on the inside, where Josh Taylor is supposed to be the much better fighter on the inside. And we don't know that Teofimo Lopez is can defend the inside fighting because Josh Taylor didn't even go to those depths of taking it to the fight to the inside. You know what I mean? He wasn't there. Josh Taylor is a guy. Look, I've been watching this guy's come up, man. I watched him when he was fighting guys like Miguel Vasquez and O'Hara Davis and these guys way before he was a champion. You know what I mean? I don't know what happened to him, man. But it looks like he aged overnight fucking with the man Jack Catterall. You know what I mean? He hasn't been the same since. Teofimo Lopez looked like booty butt cheeks versus Sandor Martin in his last fight. Both guys got dropped in their last fight. I had personally Sandor Martin beating Teofimo Lopez in the last fight, in Teofimo's last fight, and I also had Jack Catterall beating Josh Taylor. So it was a very difficult fight to gauge who should win, but I was more leaning towards Josh Taylor at a 55 to 45 clip, you know what I mean? A percentage, you know what I mean? 55-45. But I was very shocked at how Josh Taylor did not defend himself in there. You would think this guy would have the fighting spirit of a United Kingdom hooligan, British soccer hooligan, because this is a guy who likes to drink and fight at bars and shit like that. You know what I mean, Josh Taylor, and he always proclaims himself to be like a tough guy. You know what I mean? I think he took to heart, even though he said it's not personal. Look at the face on Josh Taylor when y'all look at this thumbnail. Look at the face. That's the face of a defeated man. I think he took to heart what the man Teofimo Lopez told him about, as far as he wants to take his life. Yeah, I mean, I think that really shook him up. You know what I mean? A lot of people was trying to say that Teofimo Lopez is out of order. Of course, he's out of order for saying that, but he's going through some things his damn self, and he's not himself. And that's one of the reasons why they were picking Teofimo Lopez to lose. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Teofimo Lopez performed in spectacular fashion. And the man, Josh Taylor, he came here to America, to the United States, to New York City, and he let his whole country down, besides himself. It was, Bob Arum would rather have Teofimo win the fight, of course. He's the American fighter. He's the guy that they've promoted many of times to fight in the little room in Madison Square Garden, the little Hulu Theater, right? So their money for the long run is with the guy who's American. You check it, but at the end of the day, I mean, Josh Taylor didn't even make the fight close. The fight was not close one bit, you know. And going into this fight, like I said, I was leaning towards Josh Taylor at a 55 to 45 clip, but Josh Taylor, man, he couldn't take the quickness, man. Them counter punches, man. You know, them gents was snapping his head back something crazy, man. In the 12th round, he got hurt by Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez, the best he's looked in his whole career. I'm not talking about when fighting caliber fighters like Diego Magdaleno and them type of fighters, and that Mason guy from Louisiana. Nah, I'm talking about world class caliber fighters. I mean, this is uh the lineal and the number one guy, undisputed fighter at 147. Excuse me, 140. And the man Teofimo Lopez, he made him look like Terry Flanagan. That's exactly what he made him look like, you know what I mean? But yo, be much boxing, big ups to Teofimo Lopez. I think he improves his record to 20 wins and one loss, if I'm not mistaken. Or that might be Josh Taylor's record. Not too sure. Josh Taylor does have an O on his record, a loss now. But it's not over for him. Never that. This is boxing, man. The great fighters come back and win titles after losing titles. So time will tell. But 140 is looking real nice. We got Subriel Matisse with the IBF, Rolly Romero with the WBA, Teofimo Lopez with the WBO, and we got Regis Progress with the WBC. I'd love to see unifications. Teofimo Lopez fights on ESPN. I believe Sabir Martin's last fight, if I'm not mistaken, might have been on PBC Showtime. Regis Progress is now going to be fighting on the zone as he signed with Matchroom Boxing not too long ago. And Rolly Romero is a PBC fighter. So the fights to be made are unifications, hopefully. And let's see if the man Teofimo Lopez is willing to unify. No, don't be surprised if a guy like Adrian Broner gets a Teofimo Lopez fight next. Do not be surprised one bit. That's always in the play. But Adrian Broner is a name at 140 pounds still. No matter if he's with Don King, Bob Arum, Tom Brown, Al Heyman, doesn't matter. Ralph Sampson or Luckiewicz, whatever these guys' names is, doesn't matter. He's still a name, and that's how Don King and them gonna get their money, including Adrian Broner. Not on fight DonKingVision.com or Fight Night Vision or FightNight.com. No, they're gonna get their money when they make a fight on these other big networks. You know what I mean? And don't be surprised if any of the champions calls the man Adrian Broner and brings him back uh, to the limelight as far as fighting on bigger platforms on for boxing. You know what I mean? But be March Boxing, let me know how you guys saw this fight. I had it 9 rounds to 3. Josh Taylor first 3 rounds. Everything else after that, I gave it to the man Teofimo Lopez. We'll see if the takeover is real. And he's going through a lot of stuff, but I gotta give it up to him for all the stuff that he's gone through. Whether he brought it up to himself or not, mostly he did. To be honest, he shined tonight in his best effort as a pro. Mark Boxing, I'm gone one.